Good afternoon. I am Joseph Meisen here with Miss Stephanie Knight, and I'm here to ask questions about the program Partners in Haiti. Miss Knight, could you please tell us about your organization, Partners in Haiti?
Absolutely. So, Partners with Haiti is an organization that has been around for over 50 years. The ministry started off primarily with a school sponsorship program. So, in Haiti, unlike the United States, there is no public school. So, if kids would have to go to school, they would have to pay a fee. And with Haiti being really one of the poorest countries in the world, most of the citizens wouldn't have the funds to be able to pay for their kids to go to school. So our founders, Claude Noel and Pastor Majira, they founded this organization so that people in the U.S. could sponsor children to attend school. And so they would be able to attend school for the year, and then they would also be able to get at least one meal a day. So that's how the organization started, and then from there, they were in several schools in Haiti, and then there was a sister church program started where American churches would have a sister church in Haiti, and they would be able to minister to one another. From there was a professional school, there's medical clinic, they have an entrepreneurial program for young people. So yeah, it's grown a lot in the past 50 years.
All right then. Now, answering it differently, what are the challenges with your program? As in, what are the hardest parts of doing your mission statement, and what is your desired outcome for Mission of Haiti? Like, what's the ultimate goal for your program? Like, you'll say, mission accomplished. We've accomplished our task.
Mm-hmm. So our challenges are that Haiti is a very unstable country. So right now, it's not safe to travel to Haiti. I don't think that U.S. flights are not allowed to land in Port-au-Prince just due to the violence with the gangs and just the instability. So in the past, where we had short-term mission trips where adults or students could travel to Haiti and participate in service projects, whether they would be evangelical projects or building projects, we're not able to do that now. And that's a real struggle because that's kind of how churches and individuals feel connected to Haiti, is by having the opportunity to travel. So that's a challenge for us to figure out how do we get in new supporters or new people committed to helping Haiti. So I really see my goal as, right now being the president, is to how to transition our organization from going to a place where we used to be able to go to Haiti, where now we need to really reach out to churches, whether it's through social media or calling people, writing people, figuring out how to engage people in supporting Haitians here in the U.S. So it is a challenge. I feel like for me as the president, I would like to help the organization make that transition from being an organization where we would go and we would travel and we'd be there, to being an organization where we are here and we are keeping in touch with our supporters and engaging new people. So if I would be able to make that transition, I would feel like my goal was accomplished.
Has Haiti always been violent and unstable as you're describing it?
We've had seasons, but yes, there's always been a level of instability, but right now I would have to say that we are at one of the worst times. Being both of my parents are from Haiti, so from a young age, I would travel back and forth to Haiti, and I've gone on a few missions trips to Haiti. And so even during those times that we would be traveling, like sometimes there might be some unrest and you might have to adjust your trip a little bit. But the level of the gang violence and the instability right now is at a high level.
Very well then. Why are you devoted to Haiti, even though you left it when you were 2 years old? Just why are you devoted to helping this nation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as I mentioned, both of my parents are Haitians, and I was born in Haiti, so I am also a Haitian American. And I think it's just something that my parents instilled with us, to not only, we have family ties. My grandparents live there, so traveling, I would, always go back and visit family relatives. But my parents also instilled with us the thought that we need to help others, like definitely locally, whether it would be in our church and in our community, but also internationally, meaning that there would be some way, like I always had that example of my parents doing that for others in Haiti. And I think that they instilled that in me. And then second, I just think that that's also something that God has instilled in me, a desire and a love for the country that I came from.
All right then. What do you think could be done to make a change to help the people of Haiti on a larger scale, other than bringing your missionary people to the people of Haiti? What else needs to be done?
Yeah, I mean, it is a big issue. And I really feel like the only person who could actually solve this issue would be God, because it's that much of an issue. It's an issue of governmental structure. It's an issue of people being at a level where people can read and write and understand the processes. And it's a lot. It's very hard to describe what a nation is compared to our nation. Infrastructures, like just even say, like, you came here by car and you drove on a road. The road that you drove on was pretty much paved without issues. Sure, we have potholes, but in Haiti, you wouldn't see that. I'm sure when you drove here, there might have been like several lights that you had to take, traffic lights.
And there'd be also street signs and also police officers making sure the road is kept safe.
Right, and we don't have that. I'm not saying that they don't have police officers, but the type of infrastructure that we have in the United States is not the same that they have there. And like I had mentioned earlier about the schools, they don't have a school system and an organization that would be making sure that every student has a certain level of education. Yes, they do have tests that they do not annually, but I think it's every 4 or 5 years. Students have to be tested, and everyone has to pass that national test to be promoted. But yeah, they don't have the infrastructure that we are familiar with here in the United States.
All right then. Mm-hmm. Just what can we do to help these people or participate in your missionary statements or even donate to these people? What do they need the most?
Yeah. So the nice thing is that it really depends on where you are in life and what you can do. It can be as simple as if you are at a point where you know that you could donate $35 a month. That would be what would be provided for a student to attend school and to get possibly a meal. So, and that also covers their uniforms, their books. So that is one way. But if you're saying, like, right now financially, like, I'm not even there, if you're a college student or someone younger, you could give a one-time donation, and you could go to our website and you could even choose, like, what area would you like to help in? Like, would you like to just send money to the medical clinic, or perhaps you would like to send money to a feeding program? There's a lot of options and a lot of ways that you could help. Let's say you are like being on social media. We would love to have someone come on and help us kind of be our social media person who would help us to make posts to hopefully encourage our donators, and then also people to come on and join us. So there are a variety of ways. Whichever ways that you've been gifted, there's probably a way that you can support us. So whether it's financially, whether it's using your gifts or talents, and then also prayer is a huge way that we would love for you to help and support us.
Okay, then. How has the United States administration or government affected the lives of your people in Haiti, or do we have any sort of involvement for how the people in Haiti live their lives?
Well, we've been very fortunate that in the past that the U.S. government has been very supportive in sending, whether it's funds or material goods to help the Haitian people. And throughout our history, there have been times where the U.S. Has sent in troops to come and help us with trying to keep the government stable. Presently, right now, with the last administration, they did allow a lot of Haitians to come into the country on certain visas that were limited in time so that they could just get some relief through due to all the violence that was happening with the gangs. With this new administration, we're just trying to wait and see what's going to happen. Initially, they did say that a lot of the Haitians that were allowed to come into the country would have to be deported back. So we are just waiting to kind of see what ends up happening. I think he had said that in August is when that would happen. But I think as recent as yesterday, a judge ruled that could not happen. So it's a wait and see. I think with a lot of things in this administration, we are kind of in a wait and see transition. Yeah.
From that to where you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. So my father had been a board member with Partners with Haiti for several years. And my dad is getting maturing in age. And so he had asked for me to come on to the board and help him. And he was the treasurer, actually, and the president too. So I was able to shadow him for a few years to learn more about the intricacies of being on the board. It's one thing to take advantage of a missions trip and to travel with them on a missions trip, which I did. But it's another thing to do the background of, knowing about an organization and how it works and all the things that you need to do to keep it up to date with the U.S. laws. So.
Is there anything that you'd like our audience to know about the program? Anything that we haven't discussed before, or anything you'd like to mention to our audience about your program or yourself or anything at all?
I would just say that there is an opportunity for you to impact someone else's life. And whether it would be with the school sponsorship program, which if you think about it, it is pretty amazing to have that ability to affect someone else's life, to give them an opportunity to learn and just have privileges that they wouldn't normally have. We had one of our blogs that we did this year. At the beginning of the year, we interviewed an adult now who had gone through our program and had been sponsored. And it's just a really wonderful program that he went through. And then after that, he went on to become a medical doctor. And I mean, I know this isn't every child, but to think that you can impact a child like that is really pretty remarkable. So.
Okay, then. And then additionally, I'd like to also point out, does your husband have a role in this program, Partners with Haiti? Or?
So my husband doesn't have a role in this program. He is involved in other ministries, but this one in specific, no, he doesn't have a role in, besides giving a donation and in that role.
Okay, then. Okay, so I know I've read about in the history books that the French had occupied Haiti before in the past during the ages of the colonialism days. Did anything that the French do all those years ago give Haiti the problems that it has in the present day?
Yeah, so Haiti's history is very complicated, and I am not an expert at all in this, but I can give you a kind of just a summary. Haiti gained their independence. Obviously, it was through a war with France. After they won that battle, when they came to an agreement with France, there was a certain amount of money that the Haitian government had to pay to France. And for them being so poor at that time, they were a new country, newly independent. So it just took quite a long time for them to be able to pay what was owed, what they had agreed on. And I guess I would feel that if they maybe didn't have to pay as much money, then maybe some of that money could have gone into the infrastructure of the country and its development. I just feel that amount, it just took a very long time, and it was just, again, funds that could have been helping the infrastructure of the country.
Okay, then, so then just like, how has the United States government affected the lives of the Native Haitians, making their lives better or worse?
Well, I guess I would want to first also just talk about Americans, their influence. Haiti has been greatly benefited by the evangelical church traveling to Haiti and helping it out, whether it would be digging wells, whether it would be building schools. There's just a variety of ways, and really, I am truly grateful for the amount of people that have traveled to Haiti and have helped the country. Our government, they have funded different organizations that have helped Haitians in a variety of different ways. And if some of those fundings get cut, will that impact Haiti and the people there? Absolutely, absolutely. But some of the issues that have already discussed about the instability of security down there has also impacted the Haitians also. For example, in the past, some of our schools, there was an organization had come down to Haiti, and they were providing rice and beans. That's something that's a very common for children to eat in Haiti, and so they were providing that for several schools. But because of the insecurity, because of the fact that the gangs were causing all these issues with safety, they just had to pull out. So numbers of schools that were feeding their children, once, 5 days a week, had to cut down maybe to 3 days a week, maybe to 2 days. And maybe some of them, if they didn't have enough support coming in, they had to stop feeding the children. So, gangs have definitely impacted the amount of goods and funds that have come in and that are able to help.
Okay, what could be done to help get rid of all the gangs and bring infrastructure back to the people of Haiti?
Yeah, another really hard question. Not easily. I guess if these were easy questions, they would have already been done, and things would have been taken place. But yes, it is very hard right now. We do have some military from Kenya is actually in Haiti right now, trying to help the police there now to try to make things a little bit more stable with the gangs. And stuff like that. It's a tricky situation because I think if you would ask someone who's from Haiti, sometimes some of them would say, we don't want the Kenyans here. We don't want their help. And then other people are definitely saying, yes, we need stability. Whoever can help us, we would really appreciate that. So it's a very hard situation to know who can stop the gangs. They do have a lot of weapons. It is not an easy question, but yes, we would love for the stability to come back to Haiti, and so that people would feel safe, and that there's been so many people that have been displaced because of all of the gangs moving into their area. They know the gangs are coming, so then they will flee to another part of Haiti. So a lot of people have been displaced from their homes, so I know that they would love to be able to come back and settle back to their neighborhoods.
All right then. So just you left Haiti with your Haitian parents when you were 2 years old. Just why are you deciding to care about these people when you could care about other types of people rather than just the Haitians?
Yeah, I think that I think having both parents be from Haiti, and then through my childhood having the opportunity to travel to Haiti several times, to see I guess the disparity of, how I live in the U.S. compared to how people live in Haiti. Growing up, that was actually something that I really struggled with a lot. Just how do I justify that in my mind? Kind of like, why were we fortunate to be able to leave? It was something that really, I really had to think about a lot, and it's interesting because, although I've spent the majority of my life here in the United States, I don't often think about like, why is my life different than someone else that lives in the US that maybe not be as fortunate as me? It didn't have that same kind of reaction, but I definitely felt that with, kind of like, well, why am I not in Haiti and things like that. But I do feel like God also just placed something in me that drew me to Haiti. And a lot of people don't know this, but when I was thinking about like what I wanted to do or what I felt like God called me to do as a young person, I knew I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be able to help people in the medical field. But in my mind, I always thought I would go back to Haiti, which is, to me that's surprising. But I always thought like, yes, I would go back and I will, go help, whether it be working at a hospital or a clinic. I always thought that I would be a missionary to that country. But God had other plans for me, and He wanted me to stay here and to be able to help the Haitian churches in a different way. So that's what I'm doing today.
All right then. All right then. So just what is the hardest part of your program? Like, what is the hardest task that you have to do for it?
Mm-hmm. I think the challenge sometimes is knowing that whether it would be our pastors or the schools, when they're struggling with the instability of the security and stuff like that, that does weigh on me a little bit. It makes me pray a little bit more harder for them, that they would have God's peace and just wisdom in the decisions that they need to make. And then also just there is a lot of responsibilities and being a board member and presently holding 2 positions. It is a challenge at time, and just trusting in God just to take things step by step. There are a lot of things that I want to do, but I just need to just take it a day at a time and have my like goal sheets of things that I want to accomplish, but realize that things it takes time. So I just have to be patient and keep moving forward.
Okay, so I know that this funding is about helping the people of Haiti, but you've mentioned Jesus and God a lot in our interview. Just why do you put your faith in Jesus and in the Heavenly Father to help you through this program of saving Haiti?
Yes, I would say that from a very young age, when I was in about junior high, I had an opportunity to learn more about God and Jesus and the Bible. And through that, I was able to accept the Lord Jesus as my Savior. And that has had an impact really throughout my entire life. I know that this interview has primarily been about Haiti and partners with Haiti. But yes, that has had an impact in every area of my life. So naturally that would also flow into this organization. There are times of feeling overwhelmed by different aspects, but I'm able to put my faith into God and really trust Him in all these challenging aspects, so that I can take it a day at a time and really pray about issues for guidance and then also for peace. So it's definitely been a pleasure to be able to minister in this way and also to have that faith and trust in God.
There are certain people who believe in certain proverbs and verses in the Bible. Do you have a special proverb that you like to believe in when in regards to this organization? Like, I can think of a few, but do you have a specific one you like to follow the most?
Yes, I would like to hear yours also, but just one that comes from the top of my head is in Proverbs. It talks about trusting the Lord with all your heart and leaning not on our own understandings, but in always acknowledging Him. But do you have one that
Well,
you...
there was something from Philippians. I think it was called, and it is this God who I put my trust in, that can meet within all my needs. Trust with Him, and He will bring forth many great riches which have been entrusted in Christ Jesus. It's from a chapter and it's from a verse in Philippians, but I think that is the closest verse that I can think of that will connect to the partner of Hades. I mean, to the partner of Haiti. Just yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. There are a lot of verses that I can rely on different times. Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Thanks, Kay. Well, thank you, Mrs. Knight, for your interview. And thanks. We all hope that those children will get the support they need, and we hope that Partners for Haiti will continue into the future as it's been progressing for the past 50 years.
Thank you so much for your time and for listening to what's going on in Haiti and then the opportunities that you can have to help.
Thank you, Mrs. Knight.